Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Just a couple of things before we start, which I know is super annoying, but I feel like my lighting is super dark. I'm trying to do this by myself, and my husband usually helps me with the lighting because he's just smarter in that sense. So if this is super dark, I'm so sorry. Nobody really gives a shit anyway, so let's just move past it, I guess. Who cares? But the most important thing I do want to say, because I know that it annoys the shit out of you guys, if you see me constantly looking this way, it's because I'm looking at my monitor, which I don't normally do all the time, but my camera's acting weird and keeps shutting off just out of nowhere, and so I'll just keep talking and not know that I'm not recording. So I want to make sure that you guys are still with me, that we're still, you know, here, things are going well, and that it hasn't shut off, and then I'll forget everything that I wanted to say, and this video will be complete crap. So if you just see me looking over there, I'm just making sure you guys are still with me, that's all. And also, if you're new to my channel, I swear, I'm sorry, but I swear, it's who I am, I'm honest to who I am, so if that's something that offends you or you do not like, I would highly recommend trying to find a different video that suits your needs better. But I got a request, and I love it when you guys give me requests. I love it when you guys give me requests, especially during chat spat, because I want to talk about things that you guys are interested in. So if you ever have a topic you want me to discuss, leave it down below, message me anywhere on my social medias, email me, it don't matter. I check all of it, I answer all of it. So, you know, just leave me a message requesting a topic. But I got a request to talk about Morphe. Yes, Morphe. To talk about Morphe and how I feel about Morphe, what I think about Morphe as a brand, as a quality, as their quality, to how I feel about all the influencers pushing their codes, basically everything. She wanted to know my full perspective on MorpheBrushes.com. So we're going to talk about it. So just sit tight and we'll get right into this mess. Now, I know a lot of you are probably like, Niki is going to bash this company. And to be honest, I'm really not. There are pros, there are cons to every side of every story. There are different opinions for every brand, every influencer, every situation. I mean, it's good and bad either or, really. And especially on the internet, people are full of opinions, and you're never going to find even the ugliest of situations, which should be common sense, that everybody should be against it. You're still going to find people who are for it. So you have to keep that in mind, and you have to be respectful of those different opinions. It's one of the ugliest things on the internet, but it's also one of the most beautiful things on the internet, and it is everybody's right as well. So even if it really makes you angry, you have to take a deep breath, bite your tongue, and just move on, because otherwise you're just going to spread hate that no one's going to see your side. No one wants to see your side. Everybody wants to stand strong with their opinions, and they are going to fight like hell on the internet for their opinion, because no one is face to face, no one's going to get punched in the eye, there are no really severe consequences, so there's just no point in wasting your time like that. So that's just food for thought as we go through this video. Now, first off, let's talk about actual Morphe products, and let me grab some brushes, because I do have some brushes. I've never personally bought brushes from Morphe. The only thing that I have bought from them were single eyeshadows when they first started becoming a thing, and that was years ago. And I have the Morphe 35O palette, but let me grab the brushes that I do have, and I'll talk to you guys about those. Alright, now I have 6 brushes from Morphe, that's it, and these were all given to me in friend mails, from Jean and from Chanel, and I am so grateful for that. I mean, I don't hate on anything that I get for friend mail, honestly. I'm just so grateful that anybody would even think of me like that. And honestly, when you hear so much about a brand, good or bad, it kind of intrigues you to want to try their products anyway, because you want to have a valid opinion, an educated and experienced opinion. So I was intrigued. I wanted to try them because so many people said they're so amazing and so affordable, and we know that they are somewhat affordable. And other people were saying how horrible they were. They were so bad. And so I just wanted to know. You know, I really wanted to know for myself. So I was excited to get these brushes. Now, the one big issue with Morphe brushes for a lot of people is that they shed and that they fall apart. I have not had any of these brushes fall apart. I have washed them. However, this brush here, which is the Morphe M439, I washed this because I wash every brush before I use it. I haven't even actually used this brush yet because I washed it and a whole bunch of black dye started coming out of it. And I couldn't get the black dye to stop coming out of it. So that was something that I was just like, I don't really know how I feel about that. And I was scared to use it on my face. So I've never used that brush. This brush here is the Morphe E3. I actually like this line. I have this one from the line, I have the E4, and then I also have the blending brush, the E27. Love all three of these brushes so much. There's no shedding. They haven't broke down on me. I've washed them and used them continuously. They're soft. They are affordable. And I think that they're amazing. I think that they're really, really good. I literally can't, as of right now, say anything bad about the E line. I don't know what line that really is on their site, but whatever's E and then a number, and it has like the red tip brushes. Those are pretty freaking good. I like them. Then we have the M528. I use this consistently. It does have hairs that come out of it, but nothing crazy. Every brush is going to shed at some point. Some shed more than others depending on what kind of bristles and hairs are actually being made, what kind of glue is being used. There's so much that goes into that, of the construction of the brush. It doesn't really mean that it's good or bad, but it can be an annoyance depending on how much the brush really sheds. So if it's shedding a ton, that probably means that you're either using a brush that has real animal hair, which you probably shouldn't do to begin with, honestly, or the brush has, like, you washed it and you got water up into the glue and it's about to fall apart, or it's just a crappy brush and it's about to fall apart. So there's that. And then there's this one, the M330. This one is the one that I can only really say is junk. I got this. It's beautiful. It's perfect. But does it shed like an MFer? I mean, I can't use this because it sheds so much when I try to use it on my eye that it goes into my eye. And I'm not down for that. This sheds way too much. And it's not the way that I wash it because I'm very particular with how I wash my brushes. And it's not real. It sheds so bad, you guys. And there's so much of it. And that's just dangerous when you're trying to use the brushes near your eye. So I mean, when people say that the Morphe brushes shed, I tend to believe them somewhat. But you have to also understand that there are people out there who just want the attention and the exposure, so they're going to ruin their own brushes, put it into a video, and try to make you guys believe that that's how they got them. And you have to be aware of that. So really, I wouldn't judge a brand, an influencer or anything by other people's videos or their proof, because they can be photoshopped and just not really the truth of what's happening so easily these days. I would just try it for yourself and get your own perspective and your own opinion, and know your own educated opinion that you can bring to the table. Otherwise, it's just your guess is as good as anybody else's, whether it's the truth, whether it's photoshopped, whether they destroyed it to try to gain exposure and fame. You never know. They might hate the influencer, like this whole thing with JACLYN Hill that's going down right now, and her doing her favorite brushes, and then people are saying all the brushes are falling apart and they're crap and they're shedding, and people are literally showing videos of the brushes doing that, but they're like going like this, and like 6 hairs are falling out, and they're saying that that brush is crap. No, you're making the brush do that. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm way smarter. Way smarter than that, and it's almost insulting. Now with their eyeshadows, I'm sorry if you can hear the rain, it just started pouring as usual here in New York. It's just lovely, the weather. But their eyeshadows, the single eyeshadows, I would only go for the shimmers. The mattes were kind of crap to me personally. They're really just not worth the price. And then the shimmers, you can only really use with your finger, but they're gorgeous. I think that they're fine. You know, I use them with my fingers. I have the Morphe 350, and you guys, I absolutely love it. I do love it. The only thing that keeps me from ordering from them more is I absolutely hate ordering from their website. Their website is horrendous. The shipping takes forever. Forever. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I wanted to grab, I think it was a 35R. I really wanted that. I wanted to grab a couple more brushes. Nothing huge, but I wanted to grab a couple of more things from them. And if I do, I'm going to have to get it off QVC or HSN. I don't know what site it is. There's a different site to order and get their products from, because the shipping at Morphe is just ridiculous. And then they actually like say that you can pay $10 more to make the processing go faster. And it's like, no, just hire on more employees and have better service. You know, you pumped out all this money for influencers to make you this huge brand and to make you YouTube famous, yet you're not putting the money in to make sure that your paying customers are getting excellent service and wanting to come back. And that there is a huge problem that I have with a ton of brands, where they'll pet the influencer's ego, they'll give them thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and in free trips and free products and, you know, just gifts on those trips and stuff like that. And then they turn around and they treat their customers like garbage. They have the worst customer service, the worst shipping, and it boils my blood. It boils my blood. And I mean, I just had a friend who is in Canada and she ordered from Tarte and she didn't order through Ebates or something, so she wanted to return the order so she could order through Ebates. And since she's in Canada, there's a whole customs claim issue there, and Tarte wouldn't even call the customs place to get the package back. Something happened, but Tarte couldn't even refund her package. Now she's just out all that money. And, well, they're giving, you know, sending people on trips to Bora Bora, and on that trip, giving them brand new Mark Cannon freaking cameras, drones, I mean, over $11,000 in gifts when they're there. Just basically shitting out money for promotion. Yet when it comes to their paying customers, they shit on them. And that's a huge problem to me, and I feel like Morphe does the same thing in a sense. They aren't completely like that, but I'm kind of just waiting for it, you know, because Morphe's still coming up. But I think that their shipping is ridiculous. And I think that if you're going to be a YouTube famous brand, you need to have better customer service and better shipping. But I also feel like they think that these influencers have so many blind young sheep that will follow them and keep repurchasing just so they can post a picture on Twitter and be retweeted or liked by their favorite influencer, that they know that they'll get away with it and they can lose a couple thousand customers and it's still not going to hurt them. So they're just like, whatever. And I kind of feel like that's how it is. You know, like they take priority over their influencers over the people who are actually keeping their company afloat and paying them. And that's an issue for me with Morphe and with a lot of other companies. Now let's get down to the influencers pushing codes on you. Okay, this is where, for me, I can also see the pros and the cons here. I absolutely hate how every time Morphe comes out with a new product or it's restocked, that is all you see. That is all you see. And we all know that if you use their code, they get money off. I would see this being a bigger deal if you got a bigger amount off. You get 10% off, which in the reality of your order, unless you're making a huge order, does not mean shit. You're only getting a couple of dollars off, maybe the amount in tax. That's what you're getting off on your order. And I just don't think it's worth such a hype, such a my code in our faces constantly. Like, unless it's a very popular item that is restocked, which a lot of the times it's really not. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, but we don't need to know about it constantly. We don't need to know about it on your Snapchat through 4 fucking snaps, and on your Twitter, and on your Instagram, and on your YouTube channel. We don't need to know about all of that. We don't need to see you guys snapping together and fighting over whose code to use like it's a joke. Like we're a joke. We don't need to see it every single time you mention Morphe, because at this point everybody knows that you have a code and we can look down in your description box and use it. Most people probably have it on speed dial on their fucking shopping list on their phone by now. Like, it's just unnecessary. Like Kathleen Lights, she has a Morphe code. She likes certain Morphe stuff. Do you ever see her saying, use my code, use my code, use my code, oh this is restocked, use my code? No you don't. And she's actually commented on it and said, I don't do that. You guys know where to find it. I'm not that kind of person. And that's why I like her. But because Morphe is such a popular YouTube brand, they are pushing these codes because that's a huge chunk of their income. And on the other side of that, I see that as that's okay. They're doing what they need to do. That's their hustle. That's a brand that hopefully that they believe in. I think that most of them do, because most of them only use Morphe brushes or their Morphe traveling cases or their Morphe blenders. You know, a lot of them really use those products, really believe in them and really like them, and you see them use them constantly. You know, so they're just showing you what they like, what they use, and because they're doing that, they want to get paid. And at that size of an influencer, they deserve to be paid for anything they talk about. I mean, if you're past 1 million subscribers, you deserve to get paid for anything that you talk about. It's just that problem on the other side that, can we trust you because of this? You know, it's very, very hard, but it always comes back to one thing. Watch who you trust. You stop even for an inkling trusting someone you're watching, unsubscribe and move on. That's the only way to get past this problem, because it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away, you guys. It's all on you. You watch who you trust. Bottom line. So yeah, I hate it. I do. I find it annoying, but I am also understanding to it. And maybe that's because I'm an influencer myself. I'm not really sure. I like some of the Morphe brushes a lot. Some of them are my daily brushes, and other ones I completely understand why people hate them and are like, this shit falls apart and is horrible. I think it really depends on brush by brush, and not every product is going to be perfection. There are some errors in the factory, there are some errors in shipping, there's just errors, you know, that every company, every product is not robotically perfect. You know, there are going to be some errors. I just think that right now people are very angry on this hate train about influencers making money, about influencers getting sent free PR, about influencers going on these trips, and it's more so their fault because they're showing all of this to you, they're shoving it in your face. But on another hand, you want honesty, so you got it. You know what I mean? Like, it's very dun 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 dun. You can go from one side to the next, one side to the next, and no one person on either side is right or wrong. So there are a lot of confusion. There's just a lot of confusion. There's a lot of, I understand you, but it's annoying as hell. You know, like, I get what you're doing, but I hate it. There's just, it's just so much of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And really there is no one who's right or wrong, except for if they're lying or scamming their subscribers. And at that point, unsubscribe, stop watching them, don't even leave hate comments, just move on. That's the only way that you are even actually hurting an influencer, is by not giving them engagement of any kind. So that is truly how I feel about Morphe. I feel like they're not horrible. I feel like they are a legit company that has very affordable, legit products, but they also have a lot of crappy things about them. A lot of crappy things about them that I personally do not like. Their customer service, their shipping. I do not like having the Morphe code thrown down our throats all the time. All the time. Like, it's very, very annoying, and honestly, the coupon code is not good enough for me to feel that it's warranted to have it shoved down our throats that much. It's just not. But on the other hand, I am very understanding to it, and I get why it happens so much, you know? So, you guys leave me your opinions. What do you guys think of Morphe and the influencers and all of this? What do you guys think? I want to know your guys' opinions. I want to see what the sense is overall. Like, what's the majority of people's opinions here? So leave your comments down below. Let me know exactly how you feel about their products, about their services, and about the influencers pushing their codes. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Use my code, Niki doesn't give a fuck. Put it on me.